everybody, getting ready to do lesson 6.6, Geometry 1, Part 1. It's reasoning about special quadrilaterals, Part 1. Here is your standard. Here is description of your standard. You got a 34-point skill sheet here for your classwork. 0 points of notebook. Today, teachers, today for your bell work, tell whether the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Explain your reasoning for your students here. Tell whether the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Explain your reasoning, students. Give you 5 minutes. Okay, welcome back. Yes, it is, because both pairs of opposite angles are congruent. So when you have this situation here, it is a parallelogram. And then for this one down here is because the diagonals bisect each other, 2 and 2 and 3 and 3. So yes, they are parallelograms. The diagram below shows how these quadrilaterals are related. Each shape is a special example of the shapes listed above it. So here is a quadrilateral here. Are these quadrilaterals? Yep. That's quadrilateral. This is a quadrilateral. Parallelogram, so opposite angles are equal in this situation here. Rectangle, so 2 long sides, 2 shorter sides. And then a rhombus, where all sides are congruent. A square, where 90-degree angles in the corners. Trapezoids here, trapezoid base, legs, 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 base, 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 legs, legs. And then isosceles trapezoid here, these sides here are congruent. Trapezoid, example 1, use properties of quadrilaterals. Determine whether the quadrilateral is a trapezoid, parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus, or a square. So what do we got? So it shows CE equals EA, DE equals EB. So the diagonals of the quadrilateral bisect each other. By theorem 6.9, check your notes, check your classwork. You can conclude that the quadrilateral here is a parallelogram. You cannot conclude that it is a rectangle, rhombus, or square because no information about the sides or angles is given. You're just given this here. So that would be a parallelogram. Okay, students, are you given enough information to conclude it is a special type of quadrilateral? A square? Is it a square? Is this a rhombus, students? Teachers, give your students 5 minutes. Explain your reasoning. Explain your reasoning. 4 minutes. Okay, welcome back. Your solutions. No, the diagram shows that all 4 angles are right angles. By the rectangle corollary, you can conclude that the quadrilateral is a rectangle. It could be a rectangle, not necessarily a square. Not necessarily. But you cannot conclude that it is a square because no information is given about the sides. Square, all sides are equal. And then, no, the diagram shows that both pairs of opposite angles are congruent. By theorem 6.7, you can conclude that it is a parallelogram. But you cannot conclude it is a rhombus because no information is given about the sides. A rhombus, all sides are congruent. Identify a rhombus. So in this situation here, yeah, all sides here are congruent. So all sides are congruent. Therefore, you know it's a rhombus. The diagram does not give any information about the angle measures, so you cannot conclude that it is a square. It doesn't give you that, so you can't really say it's a square. Okay, next guy to practice here. Are you given enough information to say this is a rhombus? Are you given enough information all squares are rhombuses? Explain your reasoning. Explain your reason. Are all squares rhombuses here? So, 5 minutes, students, to do this. Okay, yes. All squares are rhombuses. Use the Venn diagrams here. So you have rhombuses here and rectangles here. A square can be a rectangle because it is all 90s. Technically, it could be a rectangle. And then a rhombus here, if all the sides are equal, it can be a rhombus as well as a square. And then up here, a rhombus. No, both pairs of opposite angles are congruent, so the figure is a parallelogram first. There is no information about sides, so you cannot conclude that the figure is a rhombus, okay? This is true. All squares are rhombuses. And that was 6.6, part 1. Part 2 and part 3, email me for that. Thank you.